Welcome back to the ETF Inspector. It is Tuesday, July 29th, getting close to 12:30 lunchtime, and I am making this video on GraniteShares ETFs, specifically their new series that are called YieldBoosts. So before we get into that, just a reminder, if you don't already follow me on X at ETF_Inspector1, I post links letting you know when videos are premiering, as well as trades being performed within ETFs and distribution announcements as well. So I had an individual from GraniteShares reach out and ask me to make a video covering their new series of ETFs that they call YieldBoost. Did I click on it? I did not. So if you go to GraniteShares websites, click on ETFs and then click on YieldBoost. All right. They only have a handful, and with today being Tuesday, this was supposed to be the launch day. I think you'll see in the banner across the top of the screen. I'm not sure how many things are running through there, but one of them, new YieldBoost ETF, GraniteShares YieldBoost Coinbase ETF, COYY. So when I try to find it, I like a couple different websites, but we'll go to Market Watch here. Not able to find it yet, so obviously if it's new today, we might have a little bit of trouble. So no results found. I searched for it on the just the finance stock app that comes on Apple products, and again, no results. But we'll keep an eye out. So let's see what we can find out. This, if you're used to my channel, you know I cover a lot of ETFs that are income strategies. This is no different. Let's take a look at their most popular. So real quick, they have YieldBoost ETFs now on Coinbase, also on Nvidia, on QQQ, Tesla, Bitcoin, and YSPY. Let's look at their most popular. That will be Tesla. There's 82 million assets under management, $82 million. Now the product overview, it's going to be similar to each one, and you just swap out the underlying, right? So GraniteShares YieldBoost TSLA Tesla ETF TSYY is designed to maximize yield from option strategies linked to Tesla Incorporated. To generate yield, TSYY sells put options on leveraged ETFs linked to Tesla. So where we are used to, if you watch my other videos, as far as Yield Max, right, our income strategy on ULTI and LFGY, they buy the shares and then they sell calls out of the money to generate the income. If in some of the other individual income funds, like a Tesla-related one, they create a synthetic position and then they sell calls to generate income. So this is a little bit different. So if you like that income strategy, but you're looking for a different way of doing it, in this case, they sell puts, and it's not just on it's not on Tesla. It is on the leveraged ETFs linked to Tesla. So let's take a look and see if we can. I went looking into it, and I wasn't able to find all the information I wanted. But here you can go. Here's their top 10 holdings. Obviously, they've got their treasuries in there like always. But then they are selling puts on TSLL, which is the 2x leverage fund. If you watch my videos, I sell puts on TSLL also. Okay, so they're not. Let's go ahead and download real quick and take a look at their holdings. So they've got August 1st puts all the way across the board. Okay. They've selected 1195, 1052, 1054, 928, 1127, and 992. Now, before you start thinking I'm crazy, these brokerage firms, they get things called flex options that us regular people don't have available to us. So you and I probably can't sell puts at 1127 or 1052 or 54 or any of these prices really. But So that's what they're doing. It's a different strategy to generate income. All right, let's take a look. So they are weekly payers, these YieldBoost funds. Let's do a quick run through. We'll go. We'll work our way towards the top. YSPY, right? Again, let's see. Weekly, so they're most likely all going to be weekly. YSPY came out February 26th of this year. Looks like they've got about a 1.07% expense ratio, operating expense ratio. NAV is $20.50 closing price. So the closing price and the NAV are going to stay real close, similar to some of these other funds we're used to following. Let's look up YSPY and see how they've done in their short lifespan. Year to date, they started February 26th. Looks like they were right around 25 to start. They're down to $20.50. There was obviously our April crash that every stock in the market basically felt. But let's see how we got there. Since coming out in February, they started paying in March. They've paid out $1.81, 81, then it drops to 18 cents, 19, 18, 19, 19, 19, 19, 19. So it seems like they've kind of steadied out around 19 cents. They I don't know that we're going to be able to. No. Let's do quick math. 20, 40, 60, 81, 20, 40, 60. Then another 160, 320, 420. So they're I was rounding those up a little. They're really not that far off. If you went from 25, they're down to $20.50. They've basically paid it out. So if you were taking it and putting it back into the fund, you're probably in the positive. If not, you're probably getting right around break even, maybe just down a small percentage. But that's one of them, YSPY. Let's take a look at another one, Bitcoin. Stock ticker XBTY. Looks like you're getting paid on August 1st from an X date of July 25th, an amount of about 47 cents. I think a lot of them are attempting to pay out a 100% distribution rate. This one seems a little more steady. 46, 62, 60, 50, 45, 47, 47, 47. So this seems fairly stable. Another one that's only been around for a couple months now. We looked at Tesla already, but let's see. Tesla's been around since the beginning of the year. Let's see, where's the inception date? I know I saw it. It came out right at the end of last year. Early in the year, 74, 250, 150, 140, 138. Then it looks like they dropped it and it's kind of steadied out. 30 cents, 30, 29, 29, 25, 24, 25, and 25. They also note when in the return of capital, seems to be a decent amount, but not this last one. On the QQQ, there's only about $4.6 million. Okay, so I was wrong on that distribution rate. Maybe it was just the first couple I saw, but looking to pay about 50% on QQQ. Ticker is TQQY. key features, right, on all of these: maximizing income, generate yield through option selling on leveraged. So this one's a 3x NASDAQ 100, whereas Tesla's is only a 2x on TSLA. Share price will be leveraged to the NASDAQ 100 to move up and down. Risk control, buys put options to help mitigate against extreme down moves. Okay, so they're selling puts to generate the money, but it looks like, so let's download the holding for the QQQ. As we go past it, let's look. Started out paying high right back early in the year, $1.75.77, dropped it down to around 18 cents, where it has stayed and pretty much leveled out. Looks like their last three payments were 0% return of capital, meaning they actually were making that money through selling the puts. Makes sense, it's been an up market, so they're not going to end up getting hit on any of those puts. They're just going to collect money. Like it says, started in February 26th of 2025. Yeah, we can see it looks like there's some long puts and some short puts. Yep. So they basically are performing put spreads there. Sold the 88.42s and purchased the 79.58s, and then same thing, sold 88.92s and purchased 80.03s. I know these are little odd numbers, but okay. So they are selling weekly puts, protecting themselves by buying puts further out of the money and distributing it on a weekly basis. What else do we have? Nvidia, and then we'll end with COYY. So for Nvidia, it's NVYY, with using the 2 times leveraged Nvidia daily ETF. Can't remember off the top of my head. That might be NVDL, but don't quote me on that. Looking to pay around 100%. 50-cent distribution coming on August 1st to people who held on the 25th. So it's another weekly payer. Fairly steady in the 50. Kind of got a couple good ones, 66 and 65. Dropped back down, 58, 48, 51, 51, and 50. Looks like 4 out of the last 5 payments have been 0% return of capital, meaning they actually made the money. Again, makes sense. Nvidia's been doing well, so selling puts, they're not going to end up having to pay a lot to close those out. This fund has been around since May 12th. Let's look this one up. A lot of people like Nvidia. So NVYY. $27.46. Let's take a look year to date. Actually opened right around 25, maybe a little over. So if you bought into NVYY since inception, you would actually have you've got value increase from your funds alone, growth, and then you have also been collecting, we'll call it 50 to 55 cents a week on those. So that one's been doing well. And there's not a ton of money in these funds yet. That's why they're looking to get some coverage, get the word out there. I am not advising anyone to buy or not to buy anything. I'm just providing some coverage, just letting you know that there are other options, no pun intended, out there. So you can see, same thing, selling puts and also buying puts further out of the money to protect in the event of a quick move. And let's finish up with checking out the brand new one that came out today, COYY. So right here, we've got our assets under management and our NAV, and your share price is going to be real close to your NAV. So it looks like they like to start at 25. The ones we've looked up so far have been that case. We've got the Bitcoin is right around 25. The brand new one for today, 25. Not a lot of assets under management, so again, just looking to get some exposure out there. So COYY, and then we will finish. They're generating income from option strategies linked to 2 times long Coinbase daily ETF. They sell put options as well. So if you got in, I don't even know how. I'll have to pull it up. I'm not going to pull up my personal Fidelity account just to not show my my own personal information, but I'll look it up on that afterwards to see if it's even available to buy. But looks like they started out with just a sold. We can't even download it. But we've got 5268 sold on CONL and purchased 4636. Very odd price choices. So I'm not sure if I'm not gonna start providing daily coverage on these. There's just not a whole lot of money in them yet to have a whole lot of viewers. But if you guys start buying into these and they pick up, then I might start providing some coverage. But from what I saw, I'm not seeing their daily trades available. I kind of clicked on the prospectus to check things out. I'm not going to read through that to bore you. Looks like we're able to download their holdings, but I'm not able to see their trades, so I'm not able to provide daily coverage on a fund for you if I can't see their trades. So if the GraniteBoost people watch this video and want to listen to that, update their website with some intraday trades, that would definitely make life a lot easier for people who want to follow along and cover the fund. But all right, so just want to let you guys know there is a company out there with ETFs that doing an income strategy. Right, so this is not a growth strategy necessarily. Looks like they're saying, see, I'm not sure how value is gonna move up and down with Tesla if the only thing they have in there is sold puts. So if Tesla goes up, it's going to be very cheap to close out those puts, but I don't know how you're going to have an increase in value on that. But all right, I'm dragging on, so I'm going to end this video now. Definitely interesting. I did have somebody tell me recently that they were interested in if there was an ETF that sold puts for income as opposed to selling calls like most of the ones we're used to. So if that's something you're looking at, check out GraniteShares and see if they're for you. All right, thank you for watching. Have a good day.